Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. This is a ranked battle game playing on Malinovka. This is the new ranked season, and it's now a 10v10 battle. The replay here is from The808, who was formerly in Fiddy, but he's now with Himog, and he's in the Grille 15. Now, the typical way you play with 10v10 is to keep your group together so that you don't get separated and overwhelmed from a push on another side. But on this map, given it's a really wide map, you might get different behaviour. Anyway, they've found already a couple of the enemy tanks, the Grille 15 on the other side and the Leopard 1. So we'll see whether they expose themselves. There you go, the Grille 15's been spotted, and 808 puts in a nice round into him. Now again, the format is 10v10, and to advance in ranked battles, you need to win chevrons. So if you're on the winning side, the top EXP player gets 2 chevrons, and the next 7 players, I think. We'll check that at the end. But anyway, most of the rest of the team do get 1 chevron. I think it's just the bottom 3 who leaves 2 don't get any chevron, but you don't lose any chevrons if you're on the winning side. The enemy side, the top player gets 1 chevron, and I think the next 3 players might keep their chevrons and don't lose them, and then the bottom 10 also get lose a chevron. In any case, you can see the enemy side's pushed up in strength on the hill. 808's got a few of them spotted and trying to put shots into them as he can. He's got a Krenberg in there, just hits the hard part of the turret, I guess, and doesn't penetrate. But you can see he's already up to 2.3k, and in this position he hasn't been spotted because they're right on the edge of view range, and they don't have any scouts. So it's not uncommon to get a light tank in the battle, but typically it might only be 1 or 2, and they'd mostly be EVR 105s. In this game there are no scouts, and this is going to be a problem for either team in terms of view range. You can see here 808's running food, which will increase his view range, and not exactly sure what options he's using from equipment, but you can see he's got a pretty wide view range circle there. That's the blue outlined circle on the minimap. In any case, his team's wrapped around a little bit. They've got a Leopard 1 and a Progetto coming up the back of the enemy side, where the Progetto 65 is not happy with Leo, calling him a noob and heading to cap. Now, Leo saying go and cap, but not sure that's a wise move now. The enemy side already reacting to that. 808 gets a nice kill there on this TDB1. Again, still not spotted, so just using this position well. The enemy trying to peek over the hill, and he's just missing a chance, I think, on that Progetto 65 there to put in a round, but he's got a nice 4 there. Puts in a nice shot there and sets him on fire. Fire keeps on going, so it looks like he doesn't have any fire extinguisher at all, so it tells you he's running food instead of fire extinguisher. Tries to hit that Kranwagen, but he dives off the hill just at the right time, and this time he does get spotted. Probably the VZ55 that's out in front. Yeah, but he's just coming up here to see, yep, the Progetto 65 has been chased by STB1. And unfortunately doesn't get enough lead on the STB1. And there's 2 medium tanks there, both the STB1 and an Object 140, and just ducking out of sight there, but finally gets to land around on that STB1. I'll just say that a bit more carefully. So that takes him over 5,000 hit points of damage, and his team are actually in advance in terms of hit points, but they are down to tanks, which will be the really the sacrificial Leopard and the Progetto 65 that were trying to flank. So 808's just moving to a position to defend the cap area, because given that that STB and the Object 140 were heading down that side of the field, and it's most likely that they'll try and put some cap pressure on, and they do have some protection in that area in terms of buildings. So the enemy really trying to push in here. Even though it's a 10v10 game, there's still 15 minutes for battle time, so the regular time from a random battle perspective. But that doesn't mean that the battle will last anywhere near that long. 808's pretty concerned that they will try to cap, so just creating some camo for himself by knocking trees over. And he wants a little bit of support, but he's got some on his left. Kranwagen is moving around there. Although he's pretty much a one-shot to most of the tanks in the game. And he's just got a shot there on the Object 277, just ducks down. He's on a ramp there, so just popping up to try and shoot at the tanks defending on the hill. WZ1115A up on the hill there is trying to get rid of that Kranwagen, and obviously needs to protect himself from the 277. 277 just not exposing himself in terms of where 808 is positioned. So there's a bit of a mound between 808 and where that tank is, so it's not really going to be a place he can spot, and you can see the Kranwagen's also basically down behind a mound. Alright, well, no one has approached the cap area yet. Well, that doesn't mean they won't. Looks like the enemy Progetto 65 is coming around to try and support the Kranwagen there. Not much change, there's no shooting going on, no damage being done. Someone's got to make a move. It's still 7 minutes to go, so plenty of time. And looks like the 5A found that Progetto 65 approaching and managed to put him out of his misery. It's taken some damage now, but here we go on the 277. Very snapshot there from 808, manages to land. I think my snapshots in the Grille 15 never land. I'm probably not running food on that. Right, yeah, okay, now capping has started. One tank on cap. It's not necessarily the VZ55 there, it's more likely the Object 140 or the STB1, and that VZ55 is out in front, but he's definitely one shot as well. 808 tries to put in a blind shot there, doesn't seem to connect to anything. He needs some vision. He's not getting any vision of the cap area here. Okay, now he's found the 55 and gets rid of him and does get spotted, so he's going to pull back here. Does get a bit of protection from the terrain here. He's still lit as he moves out. Is he going to get another bit of vision? Oh, he gets spotted again. Now, one thing about the Grille 15, it's relatively mobile. You can see it doing nearly 60 k's an hour downhill, and there's two tanks on cap, so definitely both of those mediums, and there's only 10 seconds to go. He needs to put in a shot now. Has to take a hit, aims in, gets a reset, but there's still 12 seconds to go, and he needs to hit the 140 before the STB1. Oh, okay, no, someone else has done that, so that's good. So it's been reset back to the standard. Now you can get rid of the STB1, which he does. Stay out of the... Oh, bounces a shot from the 277. Now he's got another 11 seconds before the 277 will be reloaded. He should be reloaded by now, or before that. And he needs to put a hit on this 140. It looks like the 140 just fired, so he's going after him. And again, he can take a hit, which he does, and kills the 140. And it looks like that's the end of the game. So all 10 tanks have been killed. let's go and look at the detailed results. So here we go. Now, you don't get any mastery badges in ranked battles because it's a skilled competition, but you do earn bonds, as you can see. So if you finish in the top 3, you'll get 7 bonds. So you got nearly 7.4k of direct damage and 800 of assisted damage. So over 8k total, and the 4 kills would have helped. Now in ranked battles, the experience you earn is based on the role of your vehicle as well as all the performance that you do. So if you play to the way that your vehicle is basically works, then for the role it is, and then you get extra EXP. So let's have a look. Here we go. So 1409 base experience, well ahead of the rest of the team. And of course, he did more than double the damage, or pretty close to, of the next tank, which was the 5A, who finished second. And you can just see from the highlights that the top 3 there got the most, oh sorry, they're the ones surviving. But yeah, 808 would have got 2 chevrons, and then the top 8, I think, or 9 get 1 chevron, and the bottom gets none. And then on the other side, the STB1, a few of them got over 3k and close to it, but yeah, only the top player would have got a chevron, and the rest would have got none, and the bottom couple would have got a negative, would have lost a chevron. Okay, so he was getting some battle payments that helped with his credit earnings, and he used a mix of ammunition there, so I didn't use the premium ammunition all the time, and that kept his cost down a bit, so he did actually make a profit there of 28k. So you can make profit at these levels, but it depends on your performance and basically how many shells you lose. So another great game there from 808. A bit of a view of ranked battles in the new format, so I hope you like that. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. I'll have more great content for you through the week, and thanks for watching.